The story begins in the Persian Empire, a vast kingdom ruled by King Xerxes. Among the splendor of the royal palace and the intrigues of the court, an extraordinary woman would rise to save her people. Her name was Esther. King Xerxes, known for his wealth and power, held a grand banquet that lasted for days. In his drunken pride, he commanded his queen, Vashti, to appear before his guests to show off her beauty. But Vashti refused. Furious at her defiance, Xerxes banished her and set out to find a new queen. Among those chosen was Esther, an orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. Though she was Jewish, she kept her heritage a secret, as Mordecai advised. Esther's beauty and grace captured the king's heart, and she was crowned queen. Meanwhile, Mordecai uncovered a conspiracy to assassinate the king. He reported it to Esther, who informed Xerxes, giving credit to Mordecai. The plot was foiled, but Mordecai's loyalty would not be rewarded, at least, not yet. Enter Haman, a man consumed by pride and hatred. When Mordecai refused to bow to him, Haman's anger turned into a sinister plan. He convinced the king to issue a decree to annihilate all the Jews in the empire, casting lots, or Purim, to decide the date of their destruction. When Mordecai learned of the decree, he was devastated. He urged Esther to go to the king and plead for her people. But approaching the king uninvited was dangerous, even for the queen. It could cost her life. After much prayer and fasting, Esther made a bold decision. She would risk her life to save her people. Her famous words to Mordecai still resonate today. "If I perish, I perish." With courage and grace, Esther approached the king. Xerxes welcomed her and asked what she desired. Instead of revealing her request immediately, Esther invited the king and Haman to a banquet. At the first banquet, Esther remained patient. She invited them to a second banquet, where she would reveal her true request. Meanwhile, Haman, oblivious to Esther's plan, plotted to hang Mordecai on a massive gallows. That night, the king couldn't sleep. As the royal records were read to him, he was reminded of Mordecai's act of loyalty in saving his life. Xerxes decided to honor Mordecai, much to Haman's humiliation. At the second banquet, Esther finally revealed her request. She exposed Haman's plot and revealed her own identity as a Jew. The king, enraged, ordered Haman to be executed on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Though Haman was gone, the original decree could not be revoked. Instead, the king issued a new decree, allowing the Jews to defend themselves. When the appointed day arrived, the Jews triumphed over their enemies. This victory was commemorated with the festival of Purim, a time of joy and gratitude. Esther's bravery and faith had saved her people, proving that one person's courage can change the course of history. The story of Esther reminds us of the power of faith, courage, and standing up for what is right, even in the face of great danger.